You are listening 10x is easier than 2x by Dan Sullivan with Benjamin Hardy. Envision yourself leading a thriving enterprise that once experienced remarkable expansion. However, now you find yourself trapped in an endless cycle of stagnation. Despite increasing your effort, extending your hours, and intensifying your commitment, progress remains frustratingly minimal. Does this scenario resonate with you? Traditional educational and corporate frameworks perpetuate the myth of linear achievement, a 2x approach where doubled effort yields doubled results. This conventional wisdom suggests that doubling profits requires doubling work hours. Reality tells a different story. Individuals grinding through 80-hour workweeks often struggle for marginal gains, while others taking extended breaks achieve exponential success. Dan Sullivan illuminates this paradox. High achievers think exponentially rather than incrementally. They embrace 10x thinking. Pursuing 10x growth demands continuous elimination of 80% of your current vision, identity, and circumstances that have become obsolete. Exponential thinking requires recognizing that yesterday's strategies won't create tomorrow's breakthroughs. However, exponential growth offers unexpected rewards. Beyond initial discomfort lies a life of greater simplicity, quality, and enjoyment. Since few dare pursue such ambitious goals, competition diminishes significantly. Exponential levels frequently feature valuable partnerships and collaborations. The demanding nature of 10x growth naturally simplifies existence to core essentials. Only crucial thoughts and behaviors contribute to exponential results, allowing you to concentrate on what matters while discarding everything else. This focus enables accomplishing substantially more through less activity. Intrigued by this possibility, this exploration introduces exponential methodology with practical implementation strategies. Commitment to this path means permanent departure from plateau thinking. Consider these scenarios, listing methods to increase profits by 10% versus increasing them tenfold. The first generates numerous options, while the second produces only 2 or 3 viable paths. Setting 2x objectives creates overwhelming analysis paralysis from countless potential approaches. Determining priorities becomes exhausting when facing unlimited possibilities. Conversely, 10x objectives naturally limit options to a manageable few, eliminating decision fatigue and analysis paralysis. Exponential thinking often provides unexpected relief. Perhaps you prefer modest 2x growth over aggressive 10x expansion. Aim exponentially regardless. This approach clarifies the optimal pathway to your desired moderate growth while eliminating lengthy deliberation periods. Additionally, you create substantial error margins. Missing exponential targets feels less discouraging than falling short of modest ones. For those committed to full transformation, exponential goals reveal another simplification layer. Exponential thinking reduces both potential pathways and required actions for success. The Pareto principle demonstrates that 20% of inputs generate 80% of outputs across all contexts. Exponential growth demands exclusive focus on high-return activities, those vital 20% inputs that instantly declutter and streamline your existence. This liberation from non-essential tasks feels genuinely freeing while sharpening focus on crucial elements. Abandoning 80% of your comfort zone during each exponential leap seems significant. However, this perspective assumes loss rather than liberation. Will you truly miss limiting beliefs, energy-draining relationships, and low-value activities? More likely, you'll experience profound relief from releasing these burdens. Would you choose mundane routine or masterful excellence? While exponential living isn't universal, everyone possesses this fundamental choice. Previous sections established how exponential goals shift focus from quantity to quality, toward that high-impact 20%. Freedom from the extraneous 80% enables deeper concentration on improving the quality of the essential 20%. This attention to excellence transforms exponential aspirations into reality. Practically, this requires fundamental shifts in identity and standards. Identity represents your self-narrative, consciously or unconsciously reinforced through thoughts and actions. Perhaps your internal dialogue claims you're not exponential material. This belief manifests through limiting thoughts and behaviors that constrain perceived possibilities. Similarly, standards remain unconscious commitments until deliberately examined. Your standards establish minimum thresholds for thoughts and actions, flowing directly from self-concept. Someone believing exponential growth is impossible maintains vastly different standards than someone embracing such possibilities. Examine your current identity and standards. Is your self-story intentionally crafted or accidentally accumulated? Does your minimum threshold encourage stagnation or inspire transformation? No judgment exists for current positioning. Everyone begins somewhere. Fortunately, Sullivan provides a four-step process for exponentially upgrading identity and standards to match exponential goals. First, commit to transformation. Growth requires genuine desire for change. Second, summon courage to abandon 2x goals, identity and standards. Leave that comfortable 80% behind. Third, taking action develops new capabilities your exponential goal, identity, and standards demand. Concentrating on these capabilities builds profound self-confidence, empowering repeated exponential leaps. Some people thrive on extreme sports. You can develop passion for exponential leaps. Don't let initial fear prevent experiencing the richness awaiting you. While skydiving might not appeal to everyone, exponential leaps offer tremendous satisfaction and enjoyment. Our final exponential exploration before practical exercises examines the distinction between wanting and needing. Living driven by needing reinforces scarcity thinking, society's default mode where everything requires justification and everyone guards against others. Conversely, living guided by wanting cultivates abundance thinking. Manifesting exponential life creates opportunities and resources that previously didn't exist. These opportunities might never emerge without your proactive creation. Thus, wanting represents generosity's opposite of selfishness. Abundance becomes reality for you and others only through this perspective. This principle operates twofold. First, wanting mindset and exponential identity complement each other perfectly. Nobody needs exponential, nonlinear growth, but transcending these limits transforms you into someone who does. Second, exponential goals require wanting mindset. Such goals emerge only from abundance, and abundance flows only from wanting. Becoming unapologetic about wanting what you want because you want it helps identify and develop what Sullivan calls your unique ability. Exponential goals remain deeply personal. Nobody will want exactly what you desire. Consequently, the exponential identity you develop while concentrating on your 20% becomes radically unique and specialized, making you infinitely more valuable. You transcend competing with others and enter flow states. Life becomes intrinsically energizing and rewarding, while offering such specialized mastery to others becomes profoundly joyful. Contrary to conventional wisdom, you'll discover this truth. Exponential living is simpler, better, and more enjoyable. Sullivan categorizes humanity into two groups, those living in the gap versus those living in the gain. Gap dwellers measure themselves against where they believe they could or should be, While ideals provide value, they become problematic when used as sole self-worth measures. Ideals resemble horizons. They provide direction but remain unreachable. Gain dwellers measure themselves from their starting point. Instead of constantly feeling inadequate compared to future selves, they perpetually feel accomplished compared to past selves. This appreciating rather than depreciating mindset means gain dwellers view life as happening for them, not against them. Even challenging moments become opportunities for learning, growth, and deeper meaning. Which camp do you typically inhabit? The following exercise demonstrates these mindsets' main implications for exponential living. Reflecting on your journey, can you identify a past exponential leap you've made? Nearly everyone discovers at least one. Serious investigation usually reveals 5 or more. This exercise embodies gain mindset principles. It powerfully reminds you that exponential futures remain as possible for you as anyone else. You've achieved exponential growth before. You can achieve it again. Gap dwellers might find this exercise uncomfortable or distasteful. However, this isn't superficial positivity. Sullivan insists moving forward requires honoring your backward story. If you're currently stuck spinning wheels without progress, consider whether recognition rather than self-criticism might unlock your tires and restore forward momentum. Hopefully, you're feeling energized. You've learned how exponential growth can be simpler, better, and more enjoyable than previously assumed, and recognized your proven capability. This final section examines 2 practical life structures making exponential growth your default. First, abandon the industrial model of linear, quantitative time. While few still work factory assembly lines, most retain this time paradigm to our detriment. Factory time wasn't designed for creativity, flow, or exponential results. Conversely, performers, athletes, and entertainers approach time nonlinearly and qualitatively. They operate in 3 distinct modes, dedicating whole days, weeks, or months to each: preparation, performance, and recovery. This hyper-focused, specialized model perfectly suits exponential living. Sustainable exponential performance requires exponential preparation and exponential recovery. Most people appreciate preparation's importance. While we might use these moments more effectively, we generally accept preparation's value. Recovery's necessity receives less acceptance. Sullivan calls recovery periods free days, insisting exponential results come only through working less and recovering more. Sounds counterintuitive. Here's a challenge. Schedule several free days for your next month, quarter, or year that feel slightly scary. Monitor your results during that period. True commitment to stepping away from work on those days might surprise you with the outcomes. Sullivan's second strategy shares similar themes, empowering your team to manage themselves without you. High achievers unfortunately become bottlenecks in individual or company growth. Their commendable desire for involvement in daily operational details ultimately keeps them or their teams at 2x levels. They forget their job involves focusing on their highest return 20%. Their team's job involves managing the remaining 80%. You might think, I don't have a team, so this doesn't apply, but Sullivan would argue you've just proven it does. If you're a solopreneur genuinely committed to exponential growth, he expects at minimum a part-time personal assistant. For those whose exponential work isn't traditional employment, perhaps running a household, Sullivan expects hired help. Your unique ability remains unique precisely because only you can execute it. Through smart and bold life restructuring, you can bring more of it into the world, creating immense value for yourself and others. Exponential growth leads to a life beyond your wildest dreams. Whether elevating personal life, professional life, or both, You must abandon your 2x mindset and behaviors. While shedding that 80% feels daunting, you'll quickly discover exponential living is ultimately simpler, better, and more enjoyable than commonly assumed. Exponential life isn't universal, but limitless transformation and reward await those choosing to pursue it. Found these insights valuable? Hit like and subscribe for book summaries that could transform your thinking. The purchase link for 10x is easier than 2x is waiting in the description, and we're curious, which of these concepts resonated most with you? Drop a comment below.